Welcome back guys, John here from Optics Warehouse. So today we're going to be doing part 2 of our HFT scope roundup for under £500. So guys, let's get started. All 4 scopes we've got here today, they've all got lock-in turrets on this. Now I've purposely picked them for the review purely because if it does get wet, cold, horrible or anything like that, when you're putting it out of the bag, you're not going to be worrying about your zero. So obviously when you first start, it does make it a bit easier, and even if you are a seasoned professional with it, it still is something that's easily overlooked. So that's why we've purposely picked them. So let's start with the UTG. So this one's a fixed 10, 44mm objective. It does come with flip up covers as standard. Obviously nice, keeps the dirt away from it. Once again, if you're in the rain, stops any dirt getting on the lens, and it means you get a nice clear image the whole way through. So it's a side focus model. It comes down to 10 yards. Obviously this being a HFT roundup, that's not really important as long as it comes down to about 20 to 25. Obviously you're going to be setting it somewhere in between that for your average shooter. So once again, with the locking turrets on this, it's done by this locking cover here. So once you do that, that allows you to adjust that turret, set it to where you need to when you've zeroed, spin that back down, that locks it off, and that really is nice and solid. You're not going to be moving that too easily. So it is illuminated. It's a nice slimlined area for the illumination. Quite simple with the green and red options for the buttons. It does have 36 different colours of illumination, but to be honest, as long as it lights up and you pick something you like, once you turn that back on, it is going to save it and it just flicks straight onto that setting that you left it on. So reticle wise for the UTG, it's got a 0.5mm reticle inside. The spacings are a little bit larger than I'd personally like to see, but it does mean that you can bracket with it, but it's just going to be that little bit harder to set the ranging up from where you look at the centre of the kill and measure from that to the hinge on the target, or however else you like to measure, being just the kill zone size or faceplate sizes. With the holdover marks on that, as I say, it is a little bit spaced apart, so you may have to bracket as well with your holdover. As a beginner scope and something that's going to be coming in under £150, it is a very nice compact unit that will fit on any break barrel Springer as well. And it's not too heavy, and being a compact size, a junior rifle, that would also work very well with. So that sums up the UTG. So we'll now move on to the Optus E VX, the 312-44. Now this model here comes with locking turrets as standard, once again. Comes with metal flip up covers, nice touch. Just be a little bit careful when you are using them, because being metal, if you do catch the side of it when it's flipped open, it could shear off quite easily, but it's not something we have a common issue with. It's just something to be aware of. Once again, side focus. The illumination is also on the side where the focus is, so it is a little bit wider, but it's not a problem with putting it in and out of most bags. So it fits in most bags quite well. So you've got 3 to 12 magnification. Once again, most people are going to be using it on anywhere between 8 and 10. The reticle inside is really nice, Christmas tree style, so it does help with the holdover points and judging your windage. It stops you from having to gauge up and down when you do come off the centre of the target for bracketing with the wind. It just gives you a line to help with that, so you're not going to be wandering too much, and it takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it. So 44mm objective, once again, does give you a nice deep depth of field. So same as with the UTG, you're going to be looking at around about the 20 to 25 yard parallax setting. That's going to allow clear image, I'd say from about 12 yards out to 40. It's going to blur off a little bit for the 45, and it's going to start blurring obviously the closer you come in. So that pretty much rounds up the Optus. Price wise, that one is somewhere around about the £300 mark here or there. So the third scope we're going to be looking at today is the Nico Sterling Diamond first focal plane 4 to 16 by 44. Now being first focal plane does help depending on what magnification you use. Your aim points are always going to be the same. Now the reticle in this one is actually my favourite one out of the 3. The reason for that, it's got multiple aim points that are very fine on the windage, and your elevation for your holdover that way is also nice fine markings. It's done in mil, so it's a nice easy way of measuring for bracketing as well. There is a fine section as you look down on the reticle with smaller lines that will give a very accurate bracketing system for ranging then. So obviously just do your homework, set that up, bit of time at the range and you should get used to it quite nicely. So, side focus again. Same settings as the last two we said about. All of these come down to 10 meters. Illumination, once again, on the outside of your parallax. Now, this one is just a red illumination. It's got 11 settings, so the first few aren't going to be particularly bright, so you're going to have to use it a little bit further up on the settings just to get the best out of it. Magnification 4:16. If you are going to use it for anything other than HFT and you decide that you're going to lower the mag down, just please bear in mind, with it being first focal plane, you are going to struggle to see the reticle at that minimum magnification. So obviously if you've got a crossover gun and you're using it for a bit of hunting or informal target shooting, just remember the lower magnification may take a bit of work to use. So same as every scope we've got here again. Eye focus, it is fast focus, so it's nice, quick, easy to set up and sort out. Once again as well, with all of the scopes here, the eye focus on them is generous, so you can set up whether you've got glasses or not and your eyes are fairly good. Each one of these, you will have no problems with setting up and getting that reticle clear. So to finish off these 4 scopes, we're going to be going for the Citron now. So once again, side focus, it's a 3:16x42 on the objective. This one isn't actually a locking turret. It's got caps on there, but obviously that works the same way. Once you've got your caps on there, you're not going to have to worry about knocking it or anything like that. So it keeps all the dirt out, keeps everything nice and clean. Magnification wise, same applies again. 8 to 10 will be ample. One thing with the Citron, I quite like a fine reticle, but some people are going to struggle with it. So with that, the reticle is very, very fine in this one. It is something you could lose on a dark target if you're not concentrating fully, and possibly even in bright sunshine. If you've got a bit of glare there, you may still struggle with it. So it's just something to bear in mind. Possibly try and get a look through one and make your own mind up on that. But as I say, for me personally, I do like fine reticles. Everything about the scope's really nice, compact unit. Once again, comes down to 10 yards. You can't work out exactly what the yardage is that you've set your parallax to with an indication on there, because it's done as a gradient on the scale rather than actual physical numbers on there. So just set it up at down the range like you would with your average scope here that's got the 25 and 30 and 20 yard markers on there. But instead of using that and gauging it, you're just going to look down at the range, pick your target, set your parallax for that, check it front and back, make sure you're happy with where the blur levels are. Being a 42mm objective, it should give you a slightly deeper field of view than the other 3 scopes we've got in this lineup. But once again, that is also going to be down to your eyes and how you set that scope up. Fast focus eyepiece again on this one. Nice, easy to use. It is a sleek scope. It's quite short again, so once on break barrel springers, it will work absolutely fine. It's slightly heavier than the others. So with the cap turrets, once you take these off, that then shows you it's nice, clear numbers, clear around the turret. Clicks are nice and solid as well for when you do set that up. It is MOA. I know a lot of you for HFT prefer mil-based reticles and mil-based adjustments, but once again, it's only doing your homework and setting it up for you. The measuring scale, I know is easier with milrad because it's easier to measure the kill sizes because they're done in mil. But as I say, when you line up the reticle with it and you set that up and you do your homework with where your aim points are and how much that takes up within a kill zone, you can use the MOA to a good advantage. So that sums up the 4 under £500 HFT scopes for the second part of this video. Hope that was everything for you, and if there is any more you'd like to see or you'd like us to include, or even a follow-up third video, please let us know and we'll do our best to sort that out for you. Thanks for watching.